Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying conversations you wish had gone differently? Or worrying about a future that hasn't even arrived yet, imagining all the ways life could fall apart? We all know that feeling. Our minds drift to the past, where regrets and what-ifs live, or they race toward the future, where fears and endless planning wait. And while our bodies are right here, in this very moment, our thoughts are everywhere else. But here's the question: what if time as we experience it is an illusion? What if freedom isn't found in fixing the past or securing the future, but in realizing that the only place life truly exists is right now? In this reflection, we'll explore a truth that Buddhist teachers, Zen masters and sages have pointed to for centuries. The past is a memory, the future is a projection, and clinging to either is like chasing shadows. Through simple stories, nature's wisdom, and ancient teachings, we'll learn how to step out of time, not by stopping the clock, but by stepping into the present moment fully. You'll see how the seasons, rivers, and even the rising and setting sun can teach us to live in flow. And you'll learn practices to quiet the mind's constant pull toward then and someday, so you can breathe, live, and truly feel alive, right here. Take a breath. Feel this moment. Let's begin. 1. The trap of past and future. Most of us spend our lives like travelers who never unpack. We carry bags of memories, the mistakes we made, the chances we missed, the people we lost. We also pack bags of expectations, dreams, fears, to-do lists, and endless what-ifs. The Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." But we rarely do. Our minds, like restless birds, keep flying from branch to branch, never resting. Think about it. Have you ever been at a beautiful place, a beach, a quiet forest, or a mountaintop, only to realize you weren't truly there? Your body felt the breeze, but your mind was replaying an argument or worrying about tomorrow's meeting. This is the illusion of time at work. We believe the past and future are as real as the present, but they're only thoughts. The past exists only as memory, an image in the mind. The future exists only as imagination, a story we tell ourselves. Neither can be touched, tasted, or lived. The Japanese Zen master Dogen said, "The entire universe is this moment." When we forget this, we suffer. We hold on to old wounds as if they're still bleeding. We fear outcomes as if they've already arrived. We live everywhere except the one place life is actually happening, now. But this isn't about forcing the mind to stop thinking. It's about learning to see thoughts for what they are, passing clouds, not solid realities. It's about discovering that freedom doesn't come from controlling time, but from stepping out of it. 2. The river that never stops. Have you ever stood by a river and tried to hold the water? You can cup it in your hands, but it slips through your fingers, no matter how tightly you grasp. Time is like that river. Every moment flows into the next, never pausing, never staying. And yet we try to hold on, to capture the past, to control the future, to make life stop changing. The Buddha taught impermanence, anicca, as a central truth. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Imagine a tree by that same river. In spring, it blossoms. In summer, it thrives. In autumn, its leaves fall. In winter, it rests bare. The tree doesn't fight these changes. It doesn't demand that spring stay forever. It allows each season to come and go, fully living each one. But we humans, we often stand in life's river trying to stop the current. We want yesterday to come back, or tomorrow to hurry up, or today to stay exactly as it is. And because we fight the flow, we suffer. Zen teachers sometimes tell students, be like the river, not the stone. Let life flow through you, not around you. So, how do we practice this? The first step is noticing when we're resisting. Ask yourself, right now, am I trying to hold on to a moment that's gone? Am I fearing a moment that hasn't come? Simply noticing this without judgment loosens the grip. It allows you to breathe and return to what's actually here, the sound of your breath, the light in the room, the life happening now. The river never stops, but you can learn to float instead of fight. 3. The sky and the clouds. Look up at the sky for a moment. Clear or cloudy, it doesn't matter. Notice how the clouds move, how they shift and change. Now imagine if the sky tried to hold on to one cloud forever. Wouldn't that be strange? The sky is vast because it lets the clouds come and go. Your mind is like that sky. Thoughts, memories, and worries are like clouds. They drift in and out. Some are dark and heavy, some are light and soft. But the mind suffers when it believes it must chase every cloud or hold on to the ones it likes. The Buddha said, "Whatever has the nature of arising has the nature of ceasing." This includes every thought, every feeling, every moment. When we forget this, we get pulled into the clouds. We believe the memory of a mistake defines us. We think the worry about tomorrow is reality. We live in the clouds and forget we are the sky. A simple practice. When a painful memory or fear arises, pause, breathe. Say silently, "This is just a cloud. I am the sky." Watch it drift, like a cloud dissolving in the wind. Life feels lighter when we realize we don't need to chase every thought. The present moment is vast, like the open sky. Thoughts will always come, but like clouds, they can pass without pulling you away. 4. The seasons within us. Have you ever noticed how your life feels like seasons? There are times of growth and energy, like spring and summer. There are times of letting go and stillness, like autumn and winter. But unlike nature, we often resist our inner seasons. We want endless summers, happiness, success, energy that never fades. We fear the winters, times of loss, rest, or endings. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us, this too shall pass. Just as the trees don't curse the cold, we can learn to embrace each season of our lives. In the Heart Sutra, it says, "Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form." It means everything changes shape. No state, joy or sorrow, lasts forever. Think of a leaf falling from a tree. It doesn't resist the wind. It doesn't cry for the branch it left. It simply dances as it falls, resting gently on the ground. We can live this way too. When joy comes, we savor it without clutching. When sorrow comes, we allow it without fear, knowing it will shift, just as winter gives way to spring. Here's a reflection to try. Each morning, ask yourself, what season am I in today? Not the weather outside, but inside you. Is it a day for blossoming, for resting, for letting go? When we align with our inner season instead of resisting, life feels more natural, less like a battle, more like a dance. The seasons remind us, time is always moving, but peace is found when we flow with it, not against it. 5. Escaping the trap of when. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "When I get that job, I'll be happy. When I lose weight, I'll finally feel confident. When things calm down, I'll start living fully"? It's a trap we all fall into, postponing life for some future version of ourselves, some perfect when. But here's the truth, that when almost never arrives. Or if it does, it quickly fades, and a new when takes its place. This is how time deceives us. We live as though the present is just a stepping stone, something to get through on the way to real life. We chase the horizon, but the closer we get, the further it moves away. Buddhist teachings call this tanha, or craving, the constant grasping for something just out of reach. The Buddha said, "Craving is the cause of suffering. When craving ends, suffering ends." Craving isn't just about wanting material things. It's about believing peace and fulfillment live somewhere other than now. We imagine that happiness is a destination, a perfect relationship, a dream home, a future where nothing goes wrong. But life is not waiting for us there. Life is only here, now, in the sensations of your breath, in the sound of a bird outside, in the feeling of your feet touching the floor. Think of a wave in the ocean. It rises, peaks, and falls, always part of the ocean itself. The wave doesn't wait for some future moment to be the ocean. It is the ocean now, no matter its shape. We are the same. Our lives are not on hold until the perfect moment comes. They're happening right now, in all their imperfect, shifting beauty. A simple way to break free from the when trap. Pause right now. Look around. Find 3 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, and 3 things you can feel. This pulls your mind back from the illusion of someday into the vividness of now. When you do this, you start to notice something powerful. Even when life feels messy, there are always tiny moments of peace, beauty, and ease right here. The taste of a sip of water, the softness of a breeze on your face, the quiet between your thoughts. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh often taught, "The present moment is full of joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. But we have to choose to see it. Not tomorrow, not when things are perfect." Now, the more we practice this shift, the more life stops feeling like a race towards some future state. We stop delaying our peace. We start living. And this doesn't mean we give up on goals or dreams. It means we hold them lightly. We can still plant seeds for the future, but we don't ignore the flowers blooming at our feet today. When we escape the when trap, something amazing happens. Time loosens its grip. We no longer feel like we're constantly behind, running to catch up. We realize that each moment, even the ordinary ones, can hold enough. Peace isn't somewhere out there. It's right here, waiting for us to notice. 6. Becoming like water, the art of flowing through time. Imagine a river after heavy rain. The water swells, rushing over rocks and bends, never pausing, never asking, "When will I arrive? How can I hold on to this moment?" The river simply flows. It doesn't fight the current. It doesn't cling to the past pools it's passed, or anxiously anticipate the ocean ahead. It is the journey itself. What if we could live the same way? Free from clinging to yesterday and grasping for tomorrow. Alive and present, like water, moving gracefully through the ever-changing landscape of life. The Buddha once said, "All conditioned things are like a dream, a phantom, a bubble, a shadow, like dew or a flash of lightning. Contemplate them thus." This isn't meant to depress us, but to free us. When we see that everything is fleeting, like ripples on water, we stop trying to freeze the current. We stop resisting the natural flow of time. Yet for most of us, this feels difficult. We get stuck in two main ways. One, we cling to the past. We replay old mistakes, old hurts, old versions of ourselves, as if thinking about them long enough could rewrite them. Two, we get lost in the future. We fixate on what's next, on fears, goals, and fantasies, believing that only when those things are resolved can we rest. But both are illusions. Neither the past nor future exists anywhere except in our thoughts. The only place life can be truly touched is now. Water can teach us how to return. When it meets a rock, it doesn't try to push the rock away. It flows around it. When it hits a waterfall, it doesn't panic about the drop ahead. It falls, then continues. When it spreads into a calm lake, it rests without demanding movement. We too can learn this art of flowing through time. It begins with a shift. Instead of trying to control time, making the past different or the future perfect, we soften, we trust. We let each moment arise and pass like waves on the surface of a vast, still ocean. A practice to try. Sit quietly and breathe. Imagine your thoughts and memories as leaves floating down a stream. Watch them pass without reaching for them or pushing them away. Notice that beneath the moving stream, there is always a deeper stillness, like the riverbed beneath the water. This stillness is your awareness, your true presence. Time moves through it, but it remains steady. When we live from this stillness, life becomes lighter. Even when things change or fall apart, we don't feel as shaken. We understand that, like the river, we are part of something much larger than the moments we cling to. The seasons of our lives, spring beginnings, summer fullness, autumn losses, winter rests, all flow into each other. None are permanent, and none can be skipped. Instead of fighting these seasons, we can bow to them. Let each one teach us something. Spring reminds us to welcome new beginnings. Autumn reminds us to release with grace. Winter invites us to rest deeply, and summer shows us how to enjoy life's brief bloom without grasping. Like water, we don't need to hold everything. We only need to flow. When we do, time feels less like a burden and more like a dance, one we can finally relax into, moment by moment. 7. The present moment, the only time that's real. Pause for a moment. Look around you. Feel your breath move in and out. Listen to the sounds in your space, distant, near, soft, subtle. This right now is the only moment that is real. The past has already dissolved. The future has not yet arrived. And yet, most of us spend our lives everywhere but here. We replay yesterday's arguments, regrets, and old victories as though they can define who we are now. Or we project ourselves into tomorrow, chasing goals, bracing for fears, waiting for the perfect moment to finally feel at peace. But peace doesn't live in memory, and it doesn't live in anticipation. It lives here, in the inhale and exhale happening now. The Buddha's teaching of sati, or mindfulness, is not just a meditation practice, it's a way of living. It's a reminder that the present moment is the only doorway to freedom. Not because we can control it, but because it's the only place life can be directly experienced. Think about it. Every joy you've ever felt was felt now. Every heartbreak, every triumph, every moment of laughter, it all unfolded in a single instant of presence. Even your plans for the future, when they finally arrive, will only ever be felt in this now. So why do we exile ourselves from it? Because the mind is addicted to stories. It tells us, if I keep thinking about the past, maybe I can undo it. If I keep planning for the future, maybe I can control it. But neither is true. The past cannot be undone, and the future cannot be controlled. The only real choice we have is to meet this moment with open awareness. Here's a simple practice you can carry through your day. When you notice your mind wandering into past or future, pause, feel your feet on the ground. Take one conscious breath. Ask yourself gently, what is here right now? You may feel tension in your shoulders. You may hear the hum of a fan. You may notice your heart beating. That's all real. Everything else, the worries, the memories, the what-ifs, are thoughts. They're not happening here. The more we return to the present, the lighter we feel. We realize we don't need to fix the past or predict the future to feel free. We only need to be here, and from this presence we can still act, plan, and create, but without the constant weight of anxiety. The Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh often said, "The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it." Life doesn't begin when your problems end. It begins each time you arrive in this breath, in this step, in this moment. And when we live this way, time stops feeling like something we're running from or toward. It becomes a companion, moving alongside us, one step at a time. So, what would life feel like if you stopped living as a prisoner of time? If the past no longer held you in chains, if the future no longer pulled you into endless tension, if you could simply be here, awake to the life unfolding in front of you. This is the gift of presence. Not an escape from your responsibilities or your dreams, but a way to meet life as it actually is, one moment at a time, without the heavy weight of yesterday or the restless pull of tomorrow. And here's the truth. The more you live in this moment, the more alive your life feels. Decisions become clearer. Connections feel deeper. Even the ordinary, like a sip of tea or a conversation with a friend, feels rich, because you are actually here for it. If this reflection resonated with you, please like this video, share it with someone who might need it today, and subscribe to Mindfulness for more teachings and reflections to help you live with clarity, peace, and presence. May you find freedom in this breath and peace in this moment.